setting up the Fibonacci tool is not difficult. It just takes really a one-time thing. You can get the Fibonacci tool from either in your toolbar here. You'll see there's a bunch of horizontal lines with an F. That's your Fibonacci tool. Or you can go to Insert, Insert, and then down to Fibonacci, and you'll see the retracement. So I'm going to click on retracement. Now I'm just going to draw a Fibonacci out in the middle of nowhere just so you guys can see all the levels that I have here. Okay, this is not a Fibonacci move. I'm just kind of drawing it out in the middle of nowhere. Two things I'm going to tell you. If you're going to draw Fibonacci on your chart, you can't have the chart pushed all the way to the hard right edge. It's going to make it very difficult to read. So what I would recommend you do is use the indentation, push it back, and then use the caret, this caret here at the top of the chart, slide that to the point where your Fibonacci has some space on the right edge of your chart to show you the price levels. Okay? I apologize. One of the things that I always have a hard time with, because I'm terribly nearsighted, is the very, very, very small font of not only the price but the Fibonacci. Okay, so I know some of you might have an issue with that like I do, but I'll tell you the Fibonacci tool on this platform is probably one of the best ones because it has a great snap to feature, which means if you're very close to a higher low, it tends to snap right to that higher low, which makes it nice. Okay, so what I want to do here is just show you these levels. This is not a Fibonacci. I'm not drawing it from any last major move. In fact, you can see the red line here that would reflect where A and B would be when we actually start drawing highs and lows, okay, from the highs and lows that I'm watching. All right, so this is how you edit it, because your Fibonacci probably doesn't look like this, nor does it have the levels that I'm doing. So you double click this red line here, give it a right click. Now the double clicking does what? Let me just show you real quick. The double clicking does what? Brings up these white dots. The white dots let you know this thing's ready for some changes. It's ready for some editing. Right click it, go to Fibo properties, and this window pops up. Okay, so I'm going to list the levels that I use, okay, and then I'm going to show you how to make sure the price plot's next to it. So the levels that I use are comprised of both retracements and extensions, okay. The retracements are 0 to 100. The extensions are anything beyond 100. That's what an extension is, by the way. Retracements retrace the last major move, right? So suffice to say, your last major move went from 0 to 100, and you're retracing, you're picking up the breadcrumbs, if you will. You're retracing your steps back from where you started. So if a sell-off went from this dot to this dot, from here to here, that was a sell-off, right? As prices try to climb, these are resistance levels. Fibonacci always presumes a reversal. If this low was not the low of the market, this is not a Fibonacci. So Fibonacci always presumes a reversal. It always presumes you're retracing your steps, hence retracement. When you've made 100% retracement, you've come full circle. You've come all the way around. You've retraced all your steps. But what if prices keep going beyond that? What if you go beyond 100% or a full retracement? Now you're going to extensions, 100% plus 27.2, so 127.2. Then 100%, the full retracement, plus 618, or 161.8. So you're going beyond. These are extensions, the 127.2, the 161.8, the 188.6, and so on. Okay, so that's the difference between retracements and extensions. It's not two different tools. It's two different calculations based upon how far you continue to go, either within your original move or beyond the original move. Okay? So, having said all that, what you need to do on your Fibo properties, again, you only have to do it once, unless you delete it or change it by accident, but what you're going to do is basically put in, your zero should already be there, but what you're going to have to add is this @ $. You're going to have to do that. And what that does is under the description you see here on my Fibonacci, it shows me the percentage, and then it shows you what price that Fibonacci level is at right now. So @ percentage dollar sign. Notice there's no spaces or anything like that. So the 23.6, right, at percentage dollar sign. The level is actually 0.236, so make sure you see the difference. There's the 0.236 under the level, but then the description is 23.6 at percentage dollar sign. The 382, so 0.382. And you can see under description, 38.2 at percentage dollar sign. Okay, so we go to the 50%, 0.5. Then again, 50% on the description is 50.0 at percentage dollar sign. The level is the actual calculation, so you got to get this part right. Description is just what it's going to show. That's your window dressing there. But make sure you get this level right. So what you're seeing on the left-hand side is really important because this is what's actually going to determine what the calculation is going to be. On the right side, the right column is going to be what's displayed. Okay? So 50% or 0.5, then you have your 0.618. Your 1 is, of course, 100%. Then we're going to begin our extensions. Actually, no, this is a little bit out of order because I added some of these in. I used some of the levels that were already there, and then I added some of these in. So after your 0.618, you're going to have your 0.786. Okay? And then your 0.886. And then after that, you've got your 100%, or your 1. So 0.236, 0.382, 0.5, 0.618, 0.786, 0.886, and then your 1. That completes your retracements. Your extensions begin with 1.272. So again, now we're doing 1. So 100%, right? 1.272. Then we go to the 1.618, 1.886. All right? And then these two you can put in there. I usually don't get much past the 1.886, but it doesn't hurt to have your 2.618 and your 4.236. Anything above that 1 is now an extension. That's an extension beyond the full retracement. Those are levels to watch. Okay? So again, make sure you have your 0 and your 1 in there. You can see the 0 level is there as well. Okay? And those are all the levels. Now once you plug all this in within your Fibonacci properties, you're pretty much done. The only other thing you got to consider is, I don't know if you have a white background, a dark background, whatever it may be, make sure the style, the color, is visible to you. Okay? So you might want to change the color here depending upon your background on your chart. All right. So that is how you set that up. Now once you're done, just click OK. All right. So that's how you set it up. And again, the other thing you want to make sure you do is here at the top of it, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's this very small little triangular. I called it a caret up here. And when your cursor is right on top of it and you hold your mouse button down, you can actually slide the caret, which is not always easy to grab, I will tell you. There it goes. Okay, you can slide that left and right. Now the way, if you don't have a little triangle up there, a little caret up there, on your toolbar, there's this red arrow, like an indentation. If that is not pressed, there'll be no caret here, and your price actually pushed to the right edge of the chart. When you push that down, it brings that caret up, and it will indent to wherever you leave this. It's called a chart shift, by the way. That's all you're doing is shifting your chart to the right, and then it'll basically automatically shift to wherever you've left this vertical line here. Okay. So that is how you set up the Fibos. Right? That is the detail of how you set up the Fibos.